Well, my decision to attend the University of Louisville impacted my life and career uh, in every way, actually. So I was interested in going to graduate school. I'm from North Carolina originally, and I wanted to go to graduate school. And so I took a look at some Kentucky schools. One of those schools over in up the road in Lexington, I took a look at, and I took another look at University of Louisville. It was very, very distinctively different, my experiences on campus during the tours. And so when I came to University of Louisville, and I say this with all sincerity, it was a immediate connection. Maybe it's because of the metropolitan urban environment, but also the people. Some of my fondest memories were when I started at the University of Louisville, which I remember to this day. And it all went from there. I think where you go to graduate school, particularly in the field of higher education, where I work, and ultimately as a college president, where you go to school matters to how you think about the work and think about the field that you're studying, and then think about how you make entry into the field as well. So the professors that I work with and the colleagues that I come through the institution with, that all shaped my ultimate career. And of course, I have friends that will be friends forever from the University of Louisville through all of my experiences there. So it had a profound impact on my life and career decisions. One of my favorite memories, I have many, I think. So I will share the one that started it all. When I went to the University of Louisville, I was applying for graduate assistantships. And so of course, you go around campus and you interview with different offices, and it was then that I realized that yes, this is where I want to be. I walked into the vice president of student affairs office. At the time, that was Dr. Denise Gifford. So she oversaw the division of student affairs, and I was looking at different assistantships and internship opportunities. And I went to the vice president's office, and they were playing, let's just say, a kind of a body game, very student affairs kind of feel and atmosphere. But it was such a relaxed environment, and such an environment that said, come in, hang out with us, talk to us. How are you doing? Who are you? And it was so disarming. Her and Becky Clark at the time was the administrative, the executive assistant for the area. And she was, everything they did and said and how they greeted me and welcomed me said everything I need to know about the University of Louisville. And that was actually when I decided, yeah, this is where I want to be. I eventually got my graduate assistantship in housing and residence life, which was, I cannot talk more enough about that experience, but Shannon Staten and Pam Curtis, who were over housing and the director and associate director of housing, respectively, took me in as a graduate assistant. And despite my lack of undergraduate housing experience as a resident assistant, they saw my skills as transferable from student government at NC State University. And I joined that team in housing. But a very close second was the vice president's office. But I also was able to intern at the vice president's office in my second year of graduate school, which was a profound experience as well. So that memory started it all for me. And of course, ever since then, memories just built on top of that. I'm the president currently of Prairie State College, which is in the south suburbs of Chicago. If it wasn't for the connections and the learning, I think, and I don't know, the expectation of my faculty at the University of Louisville, the high expectations, but also the encouragement, right? Always with the question of where do you want to go in your career? Do you want to stop at a dean level, a vice president level? Do you want to go to the presidency or chancellorship of a university or college? I had those conversations very early in my career at the University of Louisville, and I had mentors both in the classroom and outside of the classroom professionally, who were able to lend their voice and support to that. And that got me here. You don't get anywhere alone in this profession, or any profession, I would argue. But to be able to rise to this position and to serve in this role as a college president for an incredible area of the country and the state of Illinois, it truly is remarkable. And I couldn't have been here without the University of Louisville community that supported me, taught me, and encouraged me through the time. In addition to, of course, my family and friends. So winning the Alumni Award from U of L means a great deal to me. I do, again, because of my life trajectory and my personal relationships I've made. at the university. I always want my work to matter, and I want to feel like I have an impact on those around me. It sounds cliche, but this is really what it means to find your career passion and your career goals and your purpose, your vocation, if you will. So for my alma mater, one of my alma maters, to reach back and say, "Hey, we're proud of you, and we think you've done something worth noting." That means everything. It's like a pat on the back from a friend or a parent saying, "We're well done and keep up the good work." So for me, I don't need to receive accolades or awards to validate my work. I feel very validated in my life and work that I do. But to have an institution that you care about so much say back to you, we really care and notice what you've done, and want to celebrate with you. I think that's pretty awesome. And to know that the folks at the institution who were responsible for nominating me and seeing me acknowledged in this way, I can't say enough about. I was extremely touched. I was surprised and very, very proud and very, very thankful to those people, but also to the institution. And so I look forward to celebrating, and I look forward to spending time back on campus and again with my colleagues and friends. And I'm really, really, really honored.